What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Infected Flesh, entitled Concatenation of Severe Infections. This is released on Comatose Music. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Barcelona, Spain, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very pathological but altogether brutal style of death grind. Mostly brutal death metal, but it's very fast paced. Um, I got introduced to this band earlier last year towards the end of 2012 when this album got released. I really had no idea who this band was, or I really wasn't too familiar with the back discography until I found out they got signed to Comatose Music. But what really interested me about this record was the fact that Seth of Severe Torture was going to play drums on this record. Seth is an awesome drummer, and I was curious to see what type of dynamic he was going to bring to this band. Because for the last couple of years, this band was really just a one-man band. I believe the guy, Roger, he played everything. Vocals, bass, guitar, drums. He did it all on his own. But now for this being the third album from Infected Flesh, this is pretty much done as a duo. Him playing the guitar, bass, and vocals, and Seth doing the drums. So, lo and behold, we have their third album, Concatenation of Severe Infections. It's 11 tracks, and it runs around 43 minutes in length. Boy, does this album fly by so quick. It flies by quick from the minute you get past the short intro right into the true opening track of this record, The Bunch, Congregation of Deadly Parasites. There is just a lot to enjoy about this record. Don't let the scary album cover art fool you, because behind the album cover art lies some incredibly destructive, brutal death metal and some very creative lyrics going on too. Because while I love brutal death metal lyrics to be crazy and whatnot, there also has to be a theme and a meaning behind them. And I believe with some of these songs, you're going to get some crazy ideas and thoughts going on with this type of record. And this definitely gets away with it. Um, the guitars on this album basically are your typical kind of brutal death metal riffs. You're going to get some really solid, nice leads, some good riffs going on. There's a little bit of technicality hints thrown here and there. You can hear those hints thrown in nicely, and I think it adds to a really good dynamic for this type of record. Um, Same can be said for the bass. You hear it pretty well. It's played very nicely, done very good. I love the little dynamics that go on between the guitar and bass with this record. You hear the guitar a little bit more, but that's just how I personally feel, I guess. Now we get on to the drums. Seth is just so relentless here. He never gives up. He never stops. And with his kind of drum style, it's just absolutely amazing. From what I understand, he says that this is probably the fastest that he's ever played on a record. And I'm pretty much down to agree with that because just his pacing, his speed, his style, it's all fast paced. It's relentless. It never gives up. Full of blast beats, great double bass, good solid fills and rolls thrown in there too. Just the way the snare is mic'd, it sounds perfect. I really enjoy the way the drums are mixed and played on this record. And there's just a lot to hold your attention. It never lets up. It never is a dull moment listening to the drums on this record. And the vocals are another thing to really enjoy about this record because the vocals have an almost low, guttural kind of croak to them. He's like that kind of feeling when you listen to his vocals, just the way he delivers it. I know I probably did a terrible job of impersonating the guy, but the way he delivers the vocals is just absolutely freaky. He has a freaky voice. And if I'm not mistaken, Seth does some vocals here as well. I believe the mids and the highs. I think the mids and the highs are a great addition to this record to blend in with the really sick guttural lows that are on this record. I love the vocal patterns and styles that this record has. It's very entertaining. And like I said earlier, the lyrics on this record are just absolutely crazy. They're sick, they're pathological, pretty much carcass pathology inspired type of stuff, but I really dig what the lyrics have on this record, and I absolutely enjoy it. So overall, this was an awesome piece of brutal death metal to come out in 2012. I honestly wish I would have had the time to hear it sooner, but still, I think this is a great piece of brutal death metal. You should definitely check it out. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say The Bunch, Congregation of Deadly Parasites, Erase the Rictus, Lithographies of Recurrent Splatter, uh, some very creative song titles, by the way. Fossilized Between the Walls of a Post-Industrial Ziggurat, and Impudent Dissection of the Perfidious Idol. Some crazy song titles going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a link into some links in the description box where you can jam the video to Erase the Rictus, also to Comatose Music, where you can buy the CD, buy the CD shirt package, get some crazy looks going on with the album cover art. Again, the album is Concatenation of Severe Infections by Infected Flesh. This is released on Comatose Music. Check this out, and this gets an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really solid stuff. Very creative, very entertaining. I love this band. Support Infected Flesh. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.